live right now. I am going to try to open up and verify that it's live right now. I currently am not seeing it. Just a second, viewer. Still not. Oh yes, there we go. All right, I think we're finally getting the hang of this. Thank you, Bob. I was at Anytime last night, and I wish it showed more. But just like everything else, that takes time. But I want to, so Matthew 12, 1 through 21. At about the time Jesus was walking through some grain fields as the Sabbath, his disciples were hungry, so they began breaking off heads of grain and eating them. But Pharisees saw that what they were doing, and they protested, "Look, your disciples are breaking the law by harvesting grain on the Sabbath." Peter said to them, "Haven't you read in the scriptures that David did what David did when he and his companions were hungry? He went into the house of God, and he and his companions broke the law by eating these sacred loaves of bread that only the priests were allowed to eat. And haven't you read in the law of Moses that the priests on duty in the temple may work on the Sabbath? And I tell you, there is one here." Sorry, I said Peter said it. Jesus said it. All right. I tell you, there is one here who is even greater than the temple. Now, the first part was just information. The second part definitely pushed buttons, and I think pushed buttons on purpose. But you would not have condemned my innocent disciples if you knew the meaning of the scripture. I want you to show mercy, not offer sacrifice. Interesting translation, because what I remember, in older translations, is to obey is better than sacrifice. But here it's translated in the New Living, to show mercy is better than offering sacrifice. For the Son of Man is Lord even over the Sabbath. All right, this is really interesting, because what has come out of this in some people's translations is that Jesus is the new Sabbath. In other words, he is who we honor, and we honor him all the time in our life. Now, strictly, in the strictest sense, this says the Son of Man is Lord even over the Sabbath. Then Jesus went over to the synagogue, and he noticed a man with a deformed hand. And the Pharisees asked Jesus, "Does the law permit a person to work on by healing on the Sabbath?" They were hoping that he would say yes, so they could bring charges against him. Hello, God help us that we don't get to that point. We're so legalistic and religious. We're so pious in how well we obey the laws of man that we have adopted and are accustomed to, that have helped us climb the ladder in our own religious piety, that we would condemn the Son of Man for trying to do a miracle. But that's what's happening here, all right? And he answered, "If you had a sheep that fell into the well on the Sabbath, would you not work at pulling it out?" Of course they would. Or you would. And how much more valuable is a person than a sheep? Yes, the law permits a person to do good on the Sabbath. Then he said to the man, "Hold out your hand." So the man held out his hand, and it was restored, just like the other one. And the Pharisees called a meeting to plot how to kill Jesus. Oh my word, let's put this guy to death. He healed somebody on the Sabbath. Isn't it interesting how we come to church expecting God to heal? Now you can say it's Sunday and not Saturday. It's not the Sabbath. Well, I would just remind you, for the Son of Man is the Lord, even over the Sabbath. So Jesus knew what they were planning, so he left the area, and many people followed him, and he healed all sick among them. But he warned them not to reveal who he was. This fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah that concerning him, "Look at me, at my servant whom I have chosen. He is my beloved who pleases me, and I will put my spirit upon him, and he will proclaim justice to the nations, and he will not fight or shout or raise his voice in public. He will not crush the weak reed or put out a flickering candle. Finally, he will cause justice to be victorious, and his name will be the hope of all the world." Psalms 15, 1 through 5. Who may worship in the sanctuary of the Lord? Who may enter into the presence of the holy hill? Those who lead a blameless life and do what is right, speaking the truth with sincere hearts. Those who refuse to gossip and harm their neighbors or speak evil of their friends. Those who despise flagrant sinning and honor the faithful followers of the Lord and keep their promises even when it hurts. Interesting. Those who despise flagrant sinners, honor the faithful followers of the Lord, and keep their promises even when it hurts. Those who lend money without charging interest and who cannot be bribed to lie about the innocent. Such people will stand firm forever.